Well, hello there. How is everyone? I hope you are all well. You amazing, beautiful, wonderful people. I hope you are all having a fantastic Thursday. You look like you do because you're looking amazing. And I'm hopefully getting somewhere back on track. I'm not 100% sure at this time because I don't even know when I'm going to get this up. But hopefully it's going to be on time. And what are we looking at? We are looking at the change of venue. There has been a request for a change of venue in the Idaho 4 case for Bryan Kohberger. I think some of us thought it was coming, and there'll be some people who think that's a real good thing. Some of them think that's not such a good thing. I'm just going to tell you how I feel about it because my opinion has changed. I think my understanding of things have changed and grown as time has gone on. But let's have a, for those of you who haven't seen the doc, I know not everybody has access to this or sees it, but this is the doc. Bring my mouse down here. So here we've got motion for change of venue. It says, come now, Bryan C. Kohberger, Bryan for his attorneys, and hereby moves this court for a change of venue. By this motion, Bryan requests a jury pool from outside Latah County. This motion is made pursuant to the 5th, 6th, 8th, and 14th Amendments to the U.S. Constitution, Articles 1, 1, 6, 7, 13, and 18 of the Idaho State Constitution, ICR Rules 21, and IC, few numbers. Motion for change of venue, little footnote there. A fair and impartial jury cannot be found in Latah County. Owing to the extensive inflammatory pretrial publicity, allegations made about Mr. Kohberger to the public by media, and that will be admissible at his trial, the small size of the community, the salacious nature of the alleged crimes, and the severity of the charges Mr. Kohberger faces, enlarging the jury pool will not do anything to overcome that pervasive prejudicial publicity because Latah County does not have a large enough population center to avoid the bias in the community. Further, the size of the community and the interconnectedness of its citizenry is problematic and will prevent a fair and impartial pool of potential jurors. Mr. Kohberger, Bryan for his counsel, requests an opportunity to be heard through evidentiary presentation and argument no sooner than the end of April 2024. So there you have it. You know, at first I thought to myself, when I was listening to what happened in the grand jury situation, we heard Jay Logston, who had made a comment reference the grand jurors had requested more information. It seemed that they perhaps were of an understanding that they had to find him, or the evidence points to beyond reasonable doubt, and that wasn't the case. It was just, just enough to... so what do they say? The jam sandwich scenario, I get it. But so that confusion, but ultimately that's kind of told me that even the people then weren't 100% sure. And you'd like to think that people are called up to jury service and they're there to do a job and they'll do it properly. But I think that was perhaps early on my naivety. I've seen so much, do you know what I mean? I've seen so much, heard so much. We've spoken about everybody, and we've seen some real nefarious, weird stuff. I know that JB Gunn had done a video yesterday, reference a connection between Ann Taylor and Bill Thompson. I'm not 100% sure if that's 100% accurate now. I've been sent some additional information regarding that, and apparently that sort of body that they were sort of part of, or he was part of, that has now been disbanded, that's changed into something else, and he shouldn't be part of what that is now because he is in fact in the position that he's in. So there shouldn't really be any connection like JB Gunn. I thought that may have been an oversight on JB Gunn. I know people were sending him stuff. People have sent me stuff like that in the past, and when you look into it, that's kind of old and outdated stuff, or you can kind of see someone's name connected to something earlier with somebody else, and then it turns out they're not anymore. Anyway, you get my point. I digress, as they say. But yeah, so I've then come to think about it, and I've thought, do you know what? At the end of the day, it's not going to do Bryan Kohberger any harm to get his ass out of Latah County and get heard somewhere else, because my thought processes here is not only about the bias, because there could be bias anywhere. I think you could argue that it would be hard to find somebody anywhere that hasn't heard of this case, and they may be affected on a personal level, especially if they've got children in college, so on and so forth. It's going to ring certain bells with certain people, but that's just something that you have to live with. You can't escape that. That's part of it. All you have to do is trust that the jury, the people in that jury, are going to do the job that is requested of them, and put their sort of personal feelings aside and just look at the facts, listen to the facts, and come to a judgment. But what going somewhere else should, in theory, do is stop any interference or manipulation. And that's what I would hope, or some very, very serious connection, something that is borderline conflict of interest territory. Do you know what I mean? Let's get him out of there, get him somewhere else, get a jury pool from somewhere else, and go there. I do think, now I've thought about it, I've sat on my laurels and sort of had a long, hard think. I do feel that the change of venue is what is needed here, 100%. I'm just wondering what's going to come next. We've sort of thought and hummed and hard over what Ann Taylor has actually been doing for the last year. And, you know, when we've spoken about Bryan Kohberger and sort of sitting on his laurels and seemingly happy to sit there, you wonder whether he is going to start sort of requesting things to be done. Like, is he going to turn around and say, I don't want to fucking be here, let's get moved? And is that what's setting the ball rolling? Who knows? Who knows? Let me know down below. Do you think the change of venue is a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Does it make absolutely no difference because of the size of the case and how broad the reach is and how people are going to feel about this case wherever you go? I'll be interested to hear your thoughts. And just before I go, tomorrow being Friday, yeah, I've got that right, we're going to do a live. I changed the live from yesterday. I'll explain more about that in tomorrow's live. But yeah, I thought I'd do a quick live where we're just going to debate the shit out of this case. Debate the absolute balls off it. And it could be a long one. I usually do shorter lives. It could be an all-nighter. As long as you're there, I'll be there. Be there. I'll catch you all there.